The issue here is actually where does the trail cross. Kathy is up walking, looking for the trailhead. Scott is going to sit here with his pack, get his pack on. Got a few more things to stow. 48 degrees and it is whipping wind today and cold blowing out of the north. Man, I'm glad I'm not packing. We are at the trailhead. Hard to keep your head on day. Wind is whipping out of the northwest at about 30 miles an hour. And it's friggin' cold. I don't know what that wind chill is, but it's cold, I know that. This is on Appalachian Trail 2019. Making minute adjustments. I wish I could see day two. Scott's not hanging a lot yet, but we know it's coming in day two. Day two.
Well, I'm reminded of the Walk in the Woods book where the guy gets 100 yards down the trail and starts throwing his food out.
Throwing his food out.
Hey, food and water, like 28 pounds right there. What do you got?
28 and 25.
Typical with us. I got a lot of luxury goods that probably won't have.
All right.
See you in Pine Grove Furnace State Park in a few days.
All right. Tuesday. Yeah.
Oh.
5 days. Safe trip. The next time we see you will probably be a PTA meeting in Cassville.
Just a little commentary here. It's our first outhouse on the trail, and we're at a place called Annapolis Rocks, which is about 2.5 miles in, and we're going to get a view here in a second. Take a look at the congestion. Barely stand up. There's no depth of field, but it's 1,000 foot down. It's so cool. It's really neat. Such a incredible wind. Just an incredible wind. I can't hardly stand up here. Look at these leaves. Holy smoke. Okay, stopped here at shelter for a little bit of snack. What you got there? We got a bacon egg burrito and a cup of coffee. 3:30 in the afternoon, and we're 9 miles in. If you're looking where we are, Gerald, we're on Maryland 17. We just crossed Maryland 17, and we're going to eat here, and then we're going to push on another 5 miles. Call it a day. Hey, here's a little look at our camp tonight. It's like Raven Gap Shelter or Raven Road Shelter or something. It's Raven something. Anyway, you can tell. It's up on top of a mountain. But the breeze is laid today. Anyway, there's our home. There's what the bears are going to eat tonight. Okay, tell the story of the day.
It was a lot of rocks and ups and downs.
Pointless ups and downs.
Yeah.
And then one massive hill right at the end.
Right
the
at the
last hill was straight uphill. 3 switchbacks on the side of a cliff. And then we had another mile that was all rocks, and yet we took us, what, an hour and a half to get through that mile. It was crazy. It was so crazy. We passed 3 guys half our age during the rock thing. But I guess to tell the whole story, they had like a 95-year-old woman with them. But we still passed 3 guys half our age.
2 knee braces.
Yeah, she had 2 knee braces, and she just couldn't get it through the rocks. But we passed them anyway. We felt pretty good about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to call it a night.
We're sitting in our hammock.
Yeah, we're sitting in our hammock, swinging here. Swinging. And we did 13 miles, which was way too much for the first day.
Really? We did 13.
13.1.
Okay.
And we're not going to try that again tomorrow. I think we're only going to do 10.
I'm sleeping late.
Kathy's sleeping in the morning. See you anyway. Hey, y'all have a good night. Bye.
Bye.
Well, here's our first hiker trash moment. We're taking over the Penmar Park it's right on the Mason-Dixon line. We're about ready to go into Pennsylvania. And we're sitting here looking at this view, trying out our rainfly from the rain last night and this morning. We spent about an hour hiking in the rain. Didn't get out of there till about, I don't know. Didn't get out of there till 9 o'clock. And we're got 5 miles done today so far, but it's going to be better this afternoon without the rain. Everybody asking us on the trail what we're doing. We're trying to hike 1,080 miles from today until August 1st. There's no way, but we're trying. Okay, this is probably one of those you had to be there moments, but this was funny. I went to throw some trash in this trash can, and it's ramen noodles, tuna packets, Mountain House. It's a park that hasn't opened yet, and it's right on the Appalachian Trail. So it's the only trash can for 100 miles, so it's getting all the hiker trash. Hikers fill out their thoughts, who they are, where they are.
Yeah, it's just the...
Okay, we're stopping to cook a little supper here. Kathy's working on some keto hot chocolate over here. We're at Deer Lick Shelter, looking at the privy, and here is the shelters, 2 of them, kind of interesting. And we'll check these babies out. See the city signs. Anyway, it's got nice tent pads. We slept on a tent pad last night too. It's pretty nice. Oh, here you go. There's our commemorative sign there. Anyway, we're gonna think we're going to get supper eaten here and push on a couple more miles to the next shelter. They're real close together here. Little bacon burrito there this morning. Sleep good? Stumbled upon a rare species here taking a bath in the stream. I've heard these types are dangerous. They tend to eat your snacks out of your pack. Stopped for lunch at the Birch Run shelter and made some mocha, and it was awesome. So things are starting to taste good out here, which means you've been gone too long. But anyway, there's the privy. The interesting thing about this trail is definitely the shelters. There's a stream flowing down through there, so you got everything you sort of need, and it's very, very interesting. It's quite fun. We got another shelter we came upon here. They're all unique. The big picnic table down there, that's really nice. More than one picnic table. Ooh, massive fire ring. Little tiny shelter. Little tiny shelter. Oh, look at this. This is the hammock hangout. Very neat. I don't see a name on this place. Anyway, we'll figure it out at some point. Oh, this is Tom's Run Shelter.
This is where we would have come if we hadn't gone to the
Okay, Grandma, let's roll. We got another shelter we came upon here. They're all unique. The big picnic table down there, that's really nice. More than one picnic table. Ooh, massive fire ring. Little tiny shelter. Little tiny shelter. Oh, look at this. This is the hammock hangout. Very neat. I don't see a name on this place. Anyway, we'll figure it out at some point. Oh, this is Tom's Run Shelter.
This is where we would have come if we hadn't gone to the
Okay, Grandma, let's roll. The AT gets rerouted a little bit every year. This was the traditional sign, and of course 3 days ago we were in Penmar Park. It said it was 1,080 to Katahdin. Now it's 1,090, and we've hiked for 2 days. Anyway, how you feeling this morning, Grandma?
I finally got everything working.
You got your different shoes today. So we went to the bigger shoe size, keep the toes from feeling jammed, so that's good. Anyway, we'll keep moving. Another one of your bridges for you there, Greg. And you know, I'm starting to think that the bad rap that Pennsylvania gets for the rattlesnakes, and this is kind of fun, for the rattlesnakes and the rocks. I couldn't tell you how much I've enjoyed southern Pennsylvania here. It's fantastic. This is just awesome backpacking. this time of year anyway. So we're 2.8 miles from afternoon snack, and then
we have to climb
to the shelter. How many miles to the next shelter? Welcome to navigation, guys. Navigation via smartphones.
Oh, the shelter's only a mile and a half. We're going past it.
So we're a mile and a half from the James Fry shelter, and then a mile further to afternoon brunch. Sweet. Well, we started before Tom's Run shelter, so we've done over 11 miles. And this is the James Fry shelter, so for orientation's sake, and Megan's map, which we really appreciate. And then we're a little over a mile to a restaurant. So it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I think we'll go partake of the restaurant, even though we're carrying frozen brats. And then we're headed out to on down. We'll probably end up stealth camping. I don't think we can hike another 8 miles today, but we might. Well, guys, I broke one of my own rules today. I promised myself I'd never eat in a restaurant that sold bait, especially if you're on keto. But here we are, and they actually have got a 2/10 of a mile road rock back to the trail after Kathy had a sub and had a breadless Reuben. Pretty good. Well, here is our abode for the evening. We did 15.6 and we got here at 5:45, and we stopped and had dinner at a little country store. So dinner's done, but we still got some frozen brats we can eat. And now the only thing is find a place to hang a bear bag. And it was a great day, except for the fact that Kathy did a face plant going down a hill. And to tell you the truth, I don't know how she's still hiking, let alone alive. She's she hit her nose. She skinned her nose. It was that bad a fall. And tore her hand up pretty good, tore her knee up. But she got up and said, I can hike. So she did. She's going to be sore in the morning, though. She's down here at the stream this evening, soaking her feet. But anyway, I thought that was the end of the hike right there. But she wasn't using her hiking stick. So now I'm making her use her hiking stick going downhill, and hopefully we'll be okay. But anyway, we still made the miles. We still got our 15 in, which is our goal every day, and felt pretty good physically. So anyway, that's where we are at. This sign's probably confusing, but we're at the Alec Kennedy Shelter Trail. As you can see the sign behind this one up to the shelter. We're not going to walk up the hill to it. And it says Tag Run Shelter, but I think it was Tom's Run Shelter. Not really sure. But anyway, we're at Alec Kennedy Shelter at this point, and we're about 4 miles from Bowling Springs, Pennsylvania. And we've been climbing uphill for all day. No, I don't know. We had a rock maze to go through, which is kind of fun, but we didn't pull the camera out to show you the entertainment. Hope this isn't too shaky. This is going to be a little bit of a contrast from walking in the woods here. We follow the white blaze. No bears or rattlesnakes yet in Pennsylvania. I'm really disappointed. But there was a Labrador that came within about 10 feet of me, and I thought it was a bear before I realized it was a Labrador. But anyway, here's your contrast. We're coming into Boiling Springs. So basically, if you don't want to digest atrazine and turn into a girl, you probably shouldn't drink the water either around here. If it's non-GMO corn. If it's GMO corn, we'd probably be okay. Just a little cancer or something like that, I don't know. But anyway, here's your health commentary for the day. There's one of those evil hog farms too that pollute the rivers. They don't, but we're supposed to believe that. And anyway, out in the middle of the grass, I don't know if it's going to be ticky or not. Anyway, we're in a stretch of trail here that there's no camping. It's about, I don't know, I'm going to say 18 miles of no camping. And I think it's the way for Carlisle, Pennsylvania, and Bowling Springs to get everybody to stay in a motel. And I had a guy tell me that the Quality Inn in Carlisle is better than a Quality Inn. And why are you stopping, Grandma? Oh. So anyway, we're trying to make those decisions, but we got about 10 more miles to go today. And we're wading through the murky quagmire that is the cornfield. Okay. They say southbounders are weird, but that's weird. Couple women out. Of course, you know, if you leave in the woods, if you go into the woods, you might get shot. That's obvious. There's lots of dangers out here. I guess that they're worried they're going to get shot, so they got a bunch of orange on. I don't know. Nobody's ever told them about hunting seasons, maybe. I don't know. I ran into this guy from Australia. His trail name was Wow, Words of Wisdom. And he approached everybody, apparently, that they didn't know anything and never read a book or anything. And he just began spouting facts all over the world, hiking facts. And he starts telling me about trail etiquette, and he was quite entertaining. I couldn't hardly walk from laughing at his arrogance. But I tell you, everybody out here has a trail name. He said everybody has a trail name, and he said it's got to have a little bite to it. Like his is words of wisdom. It's got to have a little bite to it. He says, and I said, you mean sarcasm? And anyway, he went on hiking, and then this lady with the Labrador. Check this out. Planting season. So anyway, lady with the Labrador, she was interesting too. She said that she asked if we were going to Maine, and I said, well, that was kind of the plan. We were going to Maine. So when you get there, you got to go to Bar Harbor. No sense of how far apart stuff is. The Appalachian Trail for Bar Harbor is a long, long ways. But anyway, so I said, oh, really? She said, oh yeah, and then she started telling me about Acadia National Park. And I said, well, the only thing I'm hoping for is just blueberry pancakes and maple syrup in Vermont. And she says, they got that in Maine. You don't have to get it in Vermont. They got it in Maine. It's better in Maine. And so we go vacation in Bar Harbor every year. And I said, the only thing I thought I could like about Maine was I'd finally get bit by a black fly. She says, she's all over it. But anyway, she was quite a Maine fan, and she started telling me restaurants to eat at in Bar Harbor, and I didn't want to break her heart, so I just shut up and let her tell me. But she described restaurants in Bar Harbor as affordable. I started to tell her there's no such thing as an affordable restaurant in Bar Harbor, Maine. But anyway, she had this undisciplined dog that every time he oops, about missed the trail. Every time he did something that a dog shouldn't do, she said he was doing a trick. He's just showing off for you. He's looking to me like he's undisciplined. But anyway, and boom, the last thing here, and I'll shut up, is, whoops. There's some good looking wheat. Okay. Anyway. I don't know if anybody cares what Bowling Springs, Pennsylvania looks like, but this is it. Unfortunately, I think we're going to walk right through the middle of town. There is a bunch of people fishing everywhere. There's another bridge up here. I'm going to get run over by a car, Kathy says. Man, I gotta come back here, spend a few days. This guy's fly fishing down here. Look at this down here. Here's the old furnace that they did. Okay guys, this is the greatest thing ever. Walked into an outfitter in Boiling Springs. I bought a pair of darn tough socks, and she said, and I said, is there a place where I can throw my other ones away? And she says, you're throwing your darn tough socks away? And I said, yeah, I can see through them. And she says, oh, she gives me a brown paper sack and says no charge. She gave me an $18 pair of socks, and I turned in my other darn tough socks.
You can use the restroom inside too, she said.
Really? So what did you get?
Socks?
And fuel. Sweet. Okay, I'm a darn tough fan forever. Just saved 20 bucks. Okay. What a place. It's not going to be the last pair of darn tough socks I get for free on this trail though. I got 5 other pair that are worn out that I brought. So sweet.
This is what we had for supper.
4/10 of a mile off trail.
Yeah, 4/10 of a mile off. We are in Carlisle, Pennsylvania.